Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm starting a new hair series called Twist and Talk, which is basically me coming every first Sunday of every month and talking about a hair related topic, new hair products, answering questions, and maybe even covering hair hacks, whatever. So today we are going to talk about 7 ways to add more volume for fine hair. So let's grab a glass of wine and let's get started. I know I'm not the only one who does her hair and drinks wine, but basically I am going to be doing a dry style today. I've already washed my hair, but didn't feel like doing it, so I just threw on my hat and called it a day. The stylers that I'm using are the coconut curling cream, which was one of my very first natural hair products I used and was obsessed with, but I haven't used it in forever. So I picked up a new jar and decided that I would give it a try today. I already have a lot of gel on my hair just from trying to slick it down in regular old styling, so I'm not going to add any gel, but I'm just going to use a little water for moisture and that's it. So I'm going to do some chunky twist outs, but let's get to the tips. First, let me give you some background on myself. I have fine hair, and the biggest thing that I could have done for my hair and that I did do for my hair is going natural. Pretty much because I get that, like, I can play it off. Like, I can convince you that my hair is thicker than what it really is because of all my curls, and that is pretty awesome. And so if you are relaxed and you're struggling with fine hair and trying to find a way to get around it, going natural might be your way. But I mean, nothing against people who still wax their hair. Just do what you feel like you should do and call it a day. But to get into my tips, number 1 is to first make sure that you're styling with big hair in mind. When you are going to your wash day and you're trying to figure out what style to do on your hair, make sure you're just not doing just any old hair style. Make sure you are doing style that will give you more volume. So for me, my number 1 is to always twist outs, because you do sections and then you're able to fluff them and you can vary the sizes and the way that you do them, and usually they give me the most volume. So I pretty much will do a twist out pretty much every single week. I know I'm trying to add a little bit more variety, so within that I'll make sure I do twist and curls and braid outs, but usually it's kind of the same thing because it gives me the most volume, so I kind of stick with what I know. But number 2 is within your twist outs, make sure that you're shooting for medium to large twists. So I know a lot of us are tempted to do smaller twists because we will get more definition, but within that you get flatter hair. Yeah, definition is amazing, it's great, but your day 1 will be flat, no volume. Even if you try to fluff it up, it just won't be there. It'll be a sad day for your hair. So make sure that you're trying to do larger to medium size twists. Kind of figure out what your hair needs, so you might need to experiment with different sizes. For me, I kind of stick for more medium because I know with the chunkier, I won't get any definition. It would be a frizz ball pretty much, and I just don't really like chunky twist outs for styling purposes. I will to keep up my hair, but for styling purposes, I shoot for pretty much medium. And then as you can see, even on my dry twist out that I'm doing today, I'm doing pretty large. Like, I would consider these somewhere in between medium to large. I mean, this section is pretty large, but I have fine hair, so it's not that thick. But yeah, so I do medium twist. I can compromise on a little bit of the definition for a little more volume on day 1. That goes into my 3rd point, which is if you are someone who cannot give up your definition, you don't want to give it up at all, you might want to try twist out patterns. So I recently did a video, the week before last, on twist out patterns, which basically cover doing a variation of the way that you twist your hair to get more volume, especially on day 1. So for me, I like to incorporate both flat twist and 2-strand twist, and I will do different patterns. So same style, but I'm doing flat twists, and then I'm doing some 2-strand in the middle and some flat twists in the back. Just kind of add a variation of the way that I am setting my hair. And I've learned that if I have more of my 2-strand twist loose in the crown of my hair, I will get more lifted, more height there. But then I will have more of that wavy type definition also framing my face or in other sections of my hair. So you just kind of have to experiment and do what works for you. But make sure you check out that video. It is linked, so you can learn how to do that for your hair and see if it offers any benefits. So number 4 is to know that your hair pick is bae. So this is nothing new because many naturals, including myself, are obsessed with using a hair pick with every single style that I do. It just has the power to transform a style pretty much. If you're constantly lifting at your roots after you style it, you get a bit of a lift, but the key is to make sure that you're not pulling your pick all the way through or not too far, because it will disrupt your curl pattern. It will result in frizz, and if you pull it all the way through, your style is basically gone. So it kind of defeats that purpose. So make sure that you're only lifting at your roots and doing it that way. So that goes into my number 5, which is also to make sure that you choose your products wisely. When you're doing your wash day, for example, there are tons of products that are made to give more volume, but what you will find is unfortunately they are not a lot out there that are made specifically for African American hair, because of the fact that, I mean, a lot of African Americans don't have to deal with fine hair and needing volume, because our curls, well, most people's curls are just always full and tall, and I mean, that's, I guess, not a big need. So you might have to experiment with the products that you would say aren't for black hair. There are like mousses, and L'Oreal makes a good thickening conditioner. There's just tons of stuff out there. So make sure you just experiment and try. Don't be afraid to try products that you wouldn't normally pick up, because they're not your Shape Moistures or your Cantus or whatever. So if you will experiment and try a new product, you might find that it might be just what you need for your hair. But within that, make sure that you're paying close attention to the ingredients. Still stay, if you're strict on, wanting to use natural products or products that are free of like silicones and parabens and all that stuff, I mean, you can still find them, but just make sure you read the ingredient list to make sure that you get with what you need. But yeah, don't be afraid to experiment, because you might find that your product is out there. You just have to go and try it. Number 6 is to make sure that you are doing a nighttime care routine. So this is specifically for if you're wearing like twist styles or braid outs or some kind of style that is along those lines. Make sure that you are setting your hair at night. You can't just go home and throw in a bonnet, because you will find, especially if you have fine hair and you're also prone to shrinkage, if you just go home and you throw in a bonnet, you will find that next morning you wake up, your hair is flattened, there is no height. Even if you throw a pick in it, it's just not working. I mean, I do that sometimes when I'm just being lazy, and then I just wear my hair in a poof, but there's no hope for my twist out at all. I'll just throw it in a poof and call it a day. But make sure that you're doing like chunky twist outs, for example. You can do about even 6 to 8, 6 to 10 large twists in your hair, and it preserves your style as well as giving it an extra stretch. So you will find as the week goes on, your hair is actually getting even bigger. So for me, I am obsessed with like my day 3 and 4 hair, although I'm to a point where I wash my hair once a week. So about every 7 days I'll wash my hair, but that mid-week point is like my optimal point, because I have the most height, my curls are still pretty defined, and it's pretty good. So, and I have my nighttime care to thank for that. So make sure at night you're throwing chunky twists in your hair and adding oils if you need it. Just constantly, you know, preserving your hair and adding more stretch. And then lastly is to embrace the frizz. So with the big hair comes frizz. I mean, it's like inevitable. So make sure that you're not so much consumed with the thought of like trying to eliminate frizz or avoid it or whatever, because I mean, let's face it, it's going to be there, especially with fine hair. So don't be so consumed to the point where you're like, let me do really, really thin twists so I can just take them out and won't have to fluff and won't have to separate. And yeah, you have amazing definition, minimum frizz, but then you don't have any height, no volume. Like, that's no fun. So make sure you don't worry about the frizz. Just embrace it. It comes with it. It only makes your hair bigger. It's pretty cool. So, but yeah, chunky twist complete. I think I want to throw some rollers on the end of my hair because I feel like my ends might not come out as I want them to because I dry style. That's an issue I deal with, dry styling. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope the tips were awesome and really helped you out. I wanted to touch really quickly on a huge giveaway I'm doing. It's going to be kind of private, but I'm telling you now so that you will not miss out on it. It's going to be released within the next 2 weeks. The only thing is that it's going to be exclusively for my email subscribers. So make sure you go over to vanessamichelle.com. Link is in the description box. Sign up for my email list to be the first to hear about the giveaway. It's only going to be through the email list. So if you're not signed up, you're not going to know, and you're not going to know what awesome products I have until after, and then I'll post it and tell the world. But you don't want to miss out on this. But yeah, other than that, make sure you check out all the other posts there. I will be back next month with another twist and talk, but I will see you guys next week for another natural hair video. Bye.